Some recent developments in the NASCAR scene have left fans and analysts scratching their heads. What's been going on with Tony Stewart and his racing team? Why are people accusing him of neglecting the performance of his team? Join us as we explore these intriguing accusations and try to uncover the truth behind this unexpected turn in Tony Stewart's racing career, as well as what lies next for Stewart Haas Racing. But before that, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button for more whereabouts on NASCAR. Tony Stewart, the guy who hung up his fire suit back in 2016? Well, besides co-owning a whopping $180 million Cup team, he's been keeping himself pretty busy. We mean, the dude even dipped his toes into the NHRA national events scene and snagged a win in the top alcohol dragster category this year. And if that's not enough, he's all over Twitter, talking up a storm about his drag racing adventures. But not everyone in the NASCAR world is thrilled about it. Tony Stewart doesn't seem to be losing any sleep over the fact that his number 4 Ford Mustang driver is basically out of the playoff race. Meanwhile, our man Chase Elliott is doing the Hendrick squad proud by pushing that number 9 Chevy into the next playoff round based on the owner's points. It's like, on one hand, Elliott might not be gunning for the Drivers' Championship anymore, but he's still grinding it out in the playoffs. And on the flip side, our main man Stewart is going all in on drag racing while his one and only playoff contender is waving the white flag. Naturally, the fans are letting him have it, not holding back one bit when it comes to calling out smoke. The 52-year-old millionaire, Tony Stewart, is getting roasted big time on social media. After that Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol, we had 4 drivers, including the likes of Kevin Harvick, waving goodbye to their championship hopes. The other unlucky 3 in the mix were Michael McDowell, Joey Logano, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Bob Pockrass, the Fox Sports guy, took to Twitter to drop some knowledge, saying, "In owner's points, the HMS 9 advanced. Eliminated were the same as the 4 drivers: Penske 22, SHR 4, JTG 47, FRM 34. And then that tweet lit a fire over Reddit. One diehard Stewart Haas Racing fan didn't hold back, writing, "4 has the worst race this whole season. What's Tony doing? Post on Twitter about his drag team. This is why the team is going nowhere." While another wrote, "It appears Tony doesn't give AF about this championship format." And one more fan, clearly feeling let down, chimed in, "Growing up a Gordon, I always respected Tony for who he was and how different from corporate Jeff he was. But I have lost every bit of it with how little he cares about his team. He will be the first to complain about the sport or officials, but won't ever take accountability for his poor team performances. It's a joke. Tony cares about every other form of motorsport except his team. That's fine, that's his prerogative, but keep your mouth shut about NASCAR next time." And another NASCAR fan admitted he's never really been a Kevin Harvick fan. But even he's feeling the heat when it comes to how Tony Stewart is treating his Cup Series race team. He drops this bombshell of a comment saying, "Never really been a Harvick fan, but seeing him go out this way hurts. And hearing him say he couldn't wait to get to Phoenix is heartbreaking." Then, to add insult to injury, Tony tweets about his drag racing team, which is infuriating. "Tony and Gene, sell your charters and get out. You should be ashamed of the junk you've given these guys to run the past few years." And if that's not enough, another fan decides to go straight for the team co-owner, Gene Haas, saying, "It just doesn't seem that Tony or Gene care about the team anymore. You rarely see them around, and they don't seem concerned about the team's performance. I feel bad for Barry coming into this mess because I think he's a good driver, but he might not get the chance to show it." Imagine if Harvick had made it to the playoffs. We might have had another epic showdown between him and Chase Elliott, like that heated tussle we saw back in the 2021 edition of the same race. NASCAR drama at its finest. 2 years ago, Bristol Motor Speedway turned into a battleground for Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick. Kevin was leading the race, throwing down some seriously intense racing moves. They were rubbing against each other like there was no tomorrow. But here's where things got spicy. Chase Elliott ended up with a flat tire, and he was convinced that Harvick had cut it on purpose. So Chase Elliott decided to confront Kevin Harvick in the most unique way. He got in front of Harvick on pit road and slammed on the brakes, not budging an inch. This move cost Harvick precious positions in the race, and guess who ended up winning? None other than Kyle Larson. It was absolute mayhem. Both of these drivers were fuming, and they were ready to throw down right there on the pit road. But thank goodness for the crew members who jumped in and pulled them apart, preventing what could have been an epic fistfight. Harvick didn't hold back, saying, "It was kind of a chicken move that Chase did there at the end. We're racing for the freaking win at Bristol. We are 3 wide in the middle, and he throws a temper tantrum. I was just trying to get the lead racing hard." Then he pulls up in front of me and just sits there until I lose the whole lead. Sadly, it looks like we won't be witnessing another showdown between Elliott and Harvick anytime soon. That one was definitely one for the books. So, as Tony Stewart faces yet another unexpected challenge, the whole NASCAR world is keeping a close eye on what's next. Will Josh Berry step up to fill the void left by Harvick? Or will there be even more hurdles for the team down the road? What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. After a night of pure disappointment at Bristol Motor Speedway, Kevin Harvick's crew chief, Rodney Childers, decided to let out his frustration on Twitter. It's safe to say that the playoffs have been nothing short of a wild roller coaster for Tony Stewart and his Stewart Haas Racing team, and Childers' tweets really shed some light on their struggles. The drama doesn't stop there for Tony Stewart. Nope, not by a long shot. In a season that's been marred by the constant letdown of having a less than stellar racing car, Tony Stewart just got hit with another major blow that could seriously shake things up for their 2024 campaign. The Bristol race was like a plot twist straight out of a movie for Kevin Harvick. He was hoping for a fairy tale ending to his final season, but instead, he got hit with a brutal 29th place finish that ended his playoff run. The fans and the Stewart Haas Racing team couldn't believe it. Harvick was the lone warrior from Tony Stewart's camp in this year's playoffs, and it's been one heck of a bumpy ride for the whole team this season. And then there's Rodney Childers, Harvick's crew chief, who couldn't hide his frustration. He took to Twitter to vent, saying, "Most disappointing night I've ever had at BMS. My team runs a tight ship, and we normally get the most out of what we have every week. No idea what was wrong tonight. To have one of the very best cars last year and come back with the same setup and be terrible is beyond me." But the drama doesn't stop there for Tony Stewart. He and his Stewart Haas Racing team have another hurdle to overcome. They've lost a young, talented driver for the 2024 season. It's like Tony Stewart just can't catch a break. So Zane Smith, this up-and-coming star and Truck Series champion, had everyone speculating that he might be headed to Stewart Haas Racing, possibly to replace Eric Almirola. But then, out of the blue, comes the bombshell. Smith signed a multi-year deal with Justin Marks' Trackhouse Racing team. That's gotta sting for Tony. But here's the twist. Smith won't be driving for Trackhouse Racing right away. Nope, he's been loaned out to Spire Motorsports. And that alliance between Trackhouse and Spire caught a lot of folks off guard. Justin Marks, in the official announcement, shed some light on why they made this decision. Marks, when asked why he won't lease a charter to race Zane Smith, explained, "A third team takes time, and it takes a lot of money. It makes sense for us to put Zane in an established team where he can focus on driving, and we can focus on everything we can to support him over there. We can't rush it, and we didn't want to throw it together late. It just has to be a process that's going to take course over some time." So that's all we've got for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think of the video in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in the upcoming video.